see. Stream is live. Perfect. What's up, everybody? I am Trenton Bodine with the Brilliant Tribe. We have Bailey Rhodes here with Lofty. And today's going to be a great one, you guys. We are going to be focusing on their new Agentic AI, but we're going to keep this pretty practical for you guys, just so that way it's not too overwhelming as well. We're going to break down specifically what it is, why it matters for real estate, and then how this shift can help agents save time, be more consistent, and be able to engage leads more effectively. And I'm excited because Bailey from Lofty is joining us today, and she's going to help make this super simple for you guys and show how this connects to what agents are dealing with every day. So before we get into the technology part of it and everything like that, Bailey, why don't you kind of introduce yourself a little bit and explain, kind of your background with Lofty.
Absolutely. Well, hey, everybody. Good morning. My name is Bailey. I've been with Lofty for about 4.5 years now, and I've kind of journeyed through different parts of the company. I actually started as an onboarding specialist, so I got to work really closely with Lofty customers as they started to embrace the software and learn about it. I spent some time as a customer success manager, so working really, really deeply over the lifetime, helping people adopt and grow with Lofty. And then about 2.5 years ago, I moved over to our product team. I saw that there were so many great ideas and things that we wanted to implement, and I really wanted to help those ideas show up in the product. So I've been working on some AI initiatives with the company over those past few years, and it's been really exciting. I know when I first started, we were barely even ChatGPT. We were barely having the automated call transcripts. And so to watch the company grow and deliver awesome solutions for our users has been quite the journey.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate that. Bailey, everyone is hearing the term agentic AI out there. In just some simple plain English, what does that really mean?
Yeah, and we'll dive into this as we go through, but when we're thinking about AI, there's different levels to its capabilities, right? So down here at the bottom, we have chatbots. I think we're all very familiar with stuff like this, where we've seen like ChatGPT, or you go to a website and they have the AI that asks you questions. And so that's kind of the very basic level of capability. The next step up is reasoners. This is when we start to have a knowledge-based input. So you can ask it questions and it'll give you some more targeted information compared to everything on the broad internet. At this third level, this is where Agentic comes in. That's when you can give AI a task and it can start to complete things on its own. So instead of you calling and responding, it's able to do things like maybe check your email, create a PowerPoint, take these actions on its own. These next couple levels are more conceptual, we'll say. I don't think that as great and as powerful as AI has become, we're quite at these innovators or organizations. But this is where different levels of AI are able to actually work together and hand off tasks amongst each other. So that was a lot of words to basically say agentic AI is AI that you can give it a job and let it do its thing.
Oh, perfect. So it's like turning an AI into a specific agent, probably where the agentic comes from, to be able to do your daily tasks, starting from chatbots and then expanding all up probably to kind of some background work that the AI will do for you.
Yeah, I know. And it can be so funny when we first started to hear the word agentic or AI agent come out. I was kind of like, oh, is that just something that we've made up because we work in real estate and they're real estate agents? So when I think about it, it's more like agency, like the AI has the agency to complete these tasks on its own.
Oh, I like that phrase there, because that is so true. It's about you're having your team that's going to help build you out whatever you need, creative, thought process, strategy.
Yeah. So when we're thinking about traditional AI, it waits for you to ask, right? I can open ChatGPT, Claude, whatever I'm talking with, and I can drop in a question or I can ask it to do something and then it will do that thing. But it's not really going to think more deeply, right? As I was preparing for this presentation, I'm building out my deck. I was kind of curious, I love using Claude, but I wanted to put ChatGPT and Claude against each other. So I did the same prompt and the same everything in them both. And with ChatGPT, it was like, okay, yes, I will deliver you a beautiful, perfect PowerPoint. And then I open it and it was pretty terrible. I was like, chat, what's the deal? Do I have to prompt you better? So it still requires a lot of coaching and a lot of input from me to get what I wanted. And that's kind of where we're looking at these traditional AI tools. Versus when we're looking at agentic AI, we're kind of building out the framework or the tasks of what I want it to do, right? Think of it like a job description. I'm saying this is the output that I expect. This is about the amount of time or frequency that I want it to happen. And then it can just kick off. So it can automatically, have my daily report summary in my inbox, or it can automatically send out these contracts at the right time. It's able to complete those tasks as we ask for it.
Yeah, I always say that you have to teach AI or treat it like it's an intern. And so you have to coach it. What do you want it to do? What do you want it to know? But you have to feed that knowledge into the AI to understand that, because it can only go so far and it only knows so much, but it doesn't know what you need it to know. That's specific to what you're trying to use it for.
Yeah, I love that comparison. We actually have a round of interns starting at Lofty next week, and I'm so excited to bring them on. And, it is very similar, where we're having to think about, okay, not only do I want to tell you the job that needs to be completed, but I want you to have some context and some reasoning so you can understand how to get from here to here. So it's the same thing. The better we can provide that input, or work with software companies who take care of all of that for you and just deliver you the product, the better. So let's think about kind of the process of what an AI agent actually does. It's able to have this observation. So you tell it where to look or where you want it to be, and it can start to keep an eye on that. When it has the input that it needs, then it's able to think about, okay, what should I be doing with this? Act on it, and then continue to improve. So the example that I have down at the bottom, we have a social agent tool that we'll dive into in a second. It's able to review different accounts in your specific area that are performing well on social media, and also take into account things like industry trends, whatever is going on that would be good to post on social. And it's able to create your whole week's worth of content. It's generating images, it's generating content, hashtags, all that jazz, and post it automatically. Then when a lead interacts with your website, maybe they saw this fantastic post and they want to check you out some more, they register on your website. Sales agent is able to take their information in, talk to them, book a showing. All of this is happening hands-free. So I, as the agent, might not even, I know that it's happening because hopefully I've done all my Lofty training and I understand that's what's going on. But, I'm not opening Instagram and hitting post or having to go through that qualification of the lead. It's all hands-free, and I can trust it because I've given the AI a job and I know it's going to complete it.
Definitely. Well, that's great that, you guys have built out something that can kind of replace the use of ChatGPT or Claude, and you can do it all within Lofty right now. So it's going to probably be a lot easier to create some of these content pieces that are just a lot directable from Lofty, whether it's the design center or, incorporating the smart plans. Probably. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here based off of what you're kind of explaining.
Yeah, we're super proud of what we've built. We love AI. We fully adopt it, not just in our software, but also as our staff. We're all on Claude. We're building out our agents and our workflows. And so it's been really awesome. Just another real life example to help kind of lock in that visual. So if the lead is visiting your website, they're checking out houses, our sales agent is able to detect that activity and connect with them right away. It can give them information about the property, about the school district, whatever questions your lead has. Sales agent is connected to your MLS, so it can pull all of those details in and share it with the lead. And its primary directive is let's connect this lead to my agent. Let's make sure that we have a showing booked or a call scheduled, something to move that relationship along. And that's just happening hands-free. You wake up and you check your reporting and you see calls connected or high priority leads. And it's so fabulous.
Excellent. Can you jump back to that slide real quickly?
Sure.
So pretty quickly here, within 10 minutes, is able to do all this information here. What does the user, the agent, need to do to what the AI does it need to do?
Yeah, so we have been in the AI space since 2019. And so our sales agent is deeply trained on thousands, if not millions, of conversations and context. In Lofty, you are able to set some of the workflows. So I might prefer to have a call scheduled with my lead when they ask a question about Midtown Phoenix, whatever that is. So I'm able to tell sales agent when to involve me as the agent. But if I don't do that and I just want it to be hands-free, then it'll move through the qualification process and deliver me a high priority lead. We'll take a look at what that looks like in a second.
Excellent. Awesome. Well, this is really simple here. It allows agents to free up some of their time as well, which is kind of nice here. Question from Nicholas: will this eliminate the need for something like Calendly and Zapier?
For your Lofty leads specifically, sales agent is able to connect with your calendar and book with you based on when you're available. There are some times when maybe you are connecting with your lead directly and you want to give them your booking link. Maybe you meet them organically, or maybe it's somebody like a lender, whoever would be in your business. So for a majority, yes, but I'm hesitant to say drop it all the way.
Yeah, of course. Obviously I'm visualizing this as the AI here can book that call on your calendar because you have it integrated into Lofty, and so that it's able to see that information. I would think that maybe not eliminating Calendly and Zapier in case you do need to send that individually, because it's that same two-way system where it talks back and forth to the calendar. It's probably not going to be the same if you're then taking it offline or out of Lofty conversations.
Yeah, exactly that.
Excellent.
Okay, cool. So we've heard me talk a lot of concepts, but I think we're all really excited to see what does this actually look like in real life. So we're going to kind of speed run through a couple of the ways that Lofty has implemented agentic AI into our software. I will explain how that is helpful to you. Hopefully we're all super jazzed to see it. So let me go ahead and pull up my Lofty account. Okay, so first one that I like to start with is Social Agent. I really think that this is like the top of the funnel. This is how we're starting to get leads familiar with us, our brand, and getting them over to our website so we can start to work with them. So in our marketing tab, we have Social Agent. And with this, it is able to generate a week's worth of content, again, looking at what's performing well in my area. If I come into the planner, I am able to set some custom prompting, like if there is specific content that I really like to post, then I can prioritize that. I can also give it some instructions if there's hashtags that I want to use or a specific tone, voice, etc. All of that is configurable if you choose to. Some people are like, I don't want to mess with it at all. I just want it to run. And that is totally fine. Let's see if I can run a week. And so it's pretty quick. We can see it thinking here, but it's generating the images, it's generating the content, and it's really easy for me. Even if I want to go in and kind of zhuzh it up exactly to my liking, it's just taking the burden of thought off of having to do it all by myself.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's not necessarily replacing the agent. It's just moving some of that repetitive work that keeps agents from actually talking to people and starting to engage with them more. It's nice because agents, most of them already know how to do the follow-up, but the hard part is staying consistent every day. And so, whether they're posting one-off ones here, this is about creating that consistent workflow. So I love this.
Yeah, and sometimes, we look at the blank screen of Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, wherever we're wanting to post. We know that it's important, but it can be a little daunting to have to think of something totally original. And so to have something that gets you started all the way through, getting those posts out, it's just awesome. It's one less thing that you need to worry about. Okay, so we have now our week's worth of content that is posted or prepared out. We can also see the posts that have already gone out. We can see any comments, any favorites. Everything is connected here. So you don't have to go to your different social media channels. It's just all under one roof. And we're able to get those insights with our leads right in Lofty. We can also set Social Agent up so anytime we get a new listing or a listing changes, like if the price is reduced or anything like that, that post can automatically go out. So just another layer of where we're automating things and taking that that mental load off your plate of needing to think about the post and the content.
Is this something? I was gonna say, is this like a set it and forget it kind of thing, or would it still need recurring interaction between the agent and the system here in order to be able to keep this going?
Yeah, good question. So the automatic listings, this is automatic. You can just set the pre-selected caption that you want, or you can have AI generate it per post. For the planner, the automated content, this is one where it's going to send an email to you to have you take a look and approve the content before it goes out, just because even though we think it's perfect, amazing, wonderful, it is AI. And so we want to make sure that you have, that ability to have some control there.
I've gotten some questions before on that, making sure that it's about making sure you as the agent still has the full control here. You guys aren't just giving Lofty AI the access to do anything and everything. So keep that in mind, that there is still some restrictions there that is going to prevent it from just going off. It still is going to require you guys to do that final piece there.
Yeah. Okay, next one we're going to look at is Sales Agent. So Sales Agent is like your built-in ISA. This is the one that is talking to your leads. It's able to hand them over to you as the agent when they're ready to talk to you, give you those high priority hand raisers. And I think this is so much fun. I do tons of account reviews with Lofty users, and I love coming in here and looking at, like, check it out. You've got 116 high priority leads that Sales Agent handed over to you without you needing to work or engage them. We've got calls that can happen, or not calls, scheduled calls that can happen. We have appointments. We have all different kinds of engagements that Sales Agent is able to have to help nurture your leads. It is multi-channel, so Sales Agent can text, it can email, and it can chat on your website. And you can see all of the activities that are happening in this timeline, which again is so cool, right? Like, you want to see the emails that are sending out or the texts. It's just fun to stay involved.
That's one of the things I love about Lofty is the activities timeline. It's not necessarily this specific activities timeline, but just being able to track everything that's happening and all the conversations that are going out to each lead, to be able to see in real time where it's at.
Yeah, and look how cool this is. So we have a high priority AI section. This is all of the leads that your sales agent is working. And so I can come in and I treat this like my news channel. I'm coming in, I'm seeing what's new, what calls I need to make, what tasks. So let's say I've got John Heckle. I see that he registered, he wants a house evaluation, so he's maybe going to sell. I can click this call with AI script, and it's going to pull up his phone number and prepare the full context for me, so I know everything that happened in those conversations. It can raise some, potential objections. If I call John, I'm like, let me sell your house for you. And it can help me sort of prepare for those talking points. So I love this. It reduces some of those barriers to picking up the phone because we have some preparation. And so it's super easy for me to just hit that call button and make that conversation out.
Are each of these call scripts unique to each lead based off of what is already in the lead's details?
Yeah, so it's taking into account the actual conversations that sales agent has had with the lead. It's taking into account where they're looking, their activities. Like if they're revisiting the website a bunch and asking for showings, it'll say exactly what's going on. So you're never walking into these conversations blind.
That's awesome, because if you are not aware of the full conversations that are happening either, but you as an agent still want to stay on top of these, that's amazing that you guys are able to directly scrape the entire conversation And then now you have a script that works directly for that without having to go do all that stuff by yourself as well. So that's going to save a lot of time.
Yeah, it's so wonderful just to not have to go through, right? As amazing as Lofty is, and we have all these fantastic insights, as I'm scrolling through, it can be a little bit overwhelming. So to be able to just have a script generated for me so I can call my lead and I'm focused on what I need to do, it's such a time saver. So that is our sales agent. This next one might be my favorite one. This is our AI assistant. And so this is connected to all of the different parts of Lofty. The two tools that we've already looked at are more for bringing in new leads and then moving the leads that exist through the pipeline. But AI Assistant is really about the agent, kind of spoiling them with easy access to information and tasks. So if I wanted to say, show me all leads who visited my website this month that I haven't reached out to with a phone call. If I wanted to do that in the traditional AI world or pre-AI, I would have to actually come into my filters and I would need to know where the last visit is and my last touch. And it would take some time for me to get there, right?
Yep.
Versus when I can just ask my chat. This is a shared account, and so there's usually people who have called the leads, but that's a good sign that I've gotten in contact with everybody who's been on my website recently. If I hadn't, it would pull up the list of those leads, and I can do things like mass text everyone looking for homes over 500K with a link to my new listing, 23 Tester Road. And it can generate that text. It can pull up the leads that it should be sending that message to and send it out. So really fabulous. Things that would have taken hours or days previously are now available in natural language just with a couple of keystrokes. So I love AI Assistant. I think that this is such an awesome feature. I wish I had it for me.
Yeah, right. To do our stuff,
Yeah, check that out. So we have our full list of leads who have that buying criteria, and then we can send in the property. I've got that link driving them over to my website, and with just the click of a button, I can send that out. That took us 40 seconds, maybe?
Yeah, and that was with talking and, kind of going off the focus of that specific thing. So that's pretty awesome that it's able to do that. You guys, this is like a no-brainer as far as no excuse as to why we're not following up either. Lofty is literally trying to break this down for us to make everything super simple for us to use, especially because it is multiple AIs within this the agentic system here. I'm excited to keep learning more because these are some of the things I didn't know either. And I'm sure other people have seen this for the first time. Yeah, Nicholas, whoa, you can mass text now. Like, that's pretty impressive there.
Yeah, it's so awesome. And there's so much AI noise in the industry, right? Like real estate is inundated with it. I've been a lot of tech channels, and there's always some new AI agent, AI workflow. I had a webinar a couple weeks ago where somebody was asking, "Oh, can I just build this out on Claude?" It's like, well, you could probably build something on Claude, but when you can trust a company that's been in the game since 2019, specifically with AI, building out these workflows, thinking of all of these and supporting it, you're so right. It's a total no-brainer. Okay, I've got 6 minutes left, 5 minutes left. I have one more AI to show you, and then we'll run through some questions. This last one is our newest AI agent that we're super, super excited about. This is Homeowner Agent.
Okay.
So we've talked about social agent, bringing in new leads. We talked about sales agent, qualifying and converting those leads. We talked about AI assistant, helping you run the business. Homeowner Agent is specifically for your existing database, finding some value and some potential opportunities. So Homeowner Agent is able to go through and flag likely homeowners and actual homeowners in your database. It is able to follow up and convert them into some potential deals for you. And it's sending them very specific targeted property valuation emails. I have myself set up on a sample of these, and it is my addiction. I'm constantly checking to see how my value has changed, and it's very exciting for me. As consumers are having more access to information, right? Like we've got ChatGPT, there is a chatbot on every website. Being able to send them actually targeted information about their home or their life is how you set yourself apart from other agents who are sending out those generic, like, here's what's on the market right now, or here's what recently sold. So as a consumer, as a lead, I get to see your beautiful Lofty website, and I get to see information about my house and my mortgage, my equity positions. As the agent, you are able to see information about that lead. And so we have a propensity score for likelihood to sell. We have information about their intent. Is this somebody a likely seller? Are they foreclosure, pre-foreclosure? I have a question from Chris Plant in the chat. How does this differ from Market Snapshot? Market Snapshot is still a really important and valuable resource, but it is not specific to that lead. It's just an overview of, I don't know how many sent out, of what has recently sold in that area. And so it's kind of fun to be a looky-loo and see like, oh, I don't like the linoleum of my neighbor's floor or whatever it is. But the homeowner agent is actually sending information about the property that lead owns. And it's giving you information about the interactions that they're having, like their clicks, their requests for appointments. So it's just giving you really great insights on that specific lead versus Market Snapshot.
Homeowner. Yeah, it's specific to that one instead of the area that you kind of set it up for, which again, it's about focusing and personalizing things. I mentioned that a lot when we send out texts and, follow up, making sure, and you showed it with these scripts pertaining specifically to that lead. It's making sure that we're personalizing everything. And so that what we are talking about isn't just a broad overview of certain things. This is, very granular. It's focusing on, that specific homeowner, what their house is. And so that's awesome there that you guys are able to do that now.
Yeah, I think these are all tools in the tool belt that we have, and it's important to be well resourced because I might want to see the houses that sold in my neighborhood with that market snapshot, but I also really want to know what's going on with my personal financial picture. And so having all of these assets available to you in the Lofty platform is just going to help you, and you pick and choose what's right for your specific customers.
Excellent there.
I know I took us right down to the minute. Yeah, if we have any questions.
Actually, show us that slide, or I guess you're going to show us a different slide. That's fine. I like how you had all four of them kind of broken down there. But so we talked about the sales agent, talked about the social agent, the homeowner agent, and the AI assistant, all within this call. This is recorded, so you guys can definitely, go back and re-watch this as well. I definitely am going to re-watch this because there's some things covered in there that I want a little bit more specific information on there as well. Nicholas, does this eliminate the need for smart plans? Please tell me your AI can do this now.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's transforming the way that we use smart plans. So with your Lofty smart plans, you're able to do a lot of automations, not just your email or your text, but you can set up property alerts. You can move leads through your pipeline. And so I would say that we may not ever eliminate the need for automation, but the AI assistant, sales agent, and the whole suite is able to help with the communication piece of it.
Excellent there. Anybody else have any other questions here? The last minute we have here, drop them in there real quick. We'll get it answered. Otherwise, Bailey, what can you help us leave us with here? What are kind of these next steps for these agents that have listened in on? Is there additional training they can get? How can they sign up? Things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you scan the QR code, that will take you to a demo if you wanted to check out Lofty if you are not yet with us. If you're wanting training, all you have to do is go to lofty.com/training. And we have a whole library of live trainings. This is actually live. There's a real human that is manning these every single session. And so you're able to go and get dedicated training, have your questions answered. You can also just chat with the AI, right? Like if I'm curious about how to do something, maybe I just talk to AI assistant and I say, Tell me more about the homeowner agent, or whatever that question is. If you're still a little bit apprehensive about AI, I know that kind of shifting into new technology can always be scary. Dip your toes in. Try just checking out the reporting for homeowner agent or sales agent, or see where it fits for you.
Excellent. I love that. Couple quick questions, a little rapid fire. Can the AI assistant create smart plans for me?
It can help you with the content, but for the smart plans, there are such fine like trigger logic and things like that it's not going to be able to actually like click go.
More for probably what text should I send to this lead, and then more of a case by case scenario instead of a full on smart plan there. Can we turn off scheduling calls?
You can.
I wasn't fully sure what that was for, but
I'm assuming that we're talking about sales agent, right? We don't want sales agent to be scheduling those calls. And so you can set that up in the skills area, how you want it to be able to process those leads and the actions that it can take.
Okay. And everybody, there is on Lofty help section, there's documents that go into further detail in all of these as well. Help.lofty.com. If you want to type in specifically up there, take a look at the what's new as well. These are all the new feature updates that continually get popped out. If you are a Lofty member, there is a 10-minute Lofty live on Tuesdays with myself and Tristan. We go over these Lofty updates so you guys are able to know what's coming, but then also how to use it as well. And last question here, is this included in our Lofty account, these sales agents?
You do have so for sales agent, you do have a set quota when you first join. It is based on how many leads you have. So, the more leads you have, the more that you would want to add. But there is a trial amount for sales agent and for homeowner agent. AI assistant is 100% free and included with your Lofty account.
Perfect. All right, guys. Thank you all for joining. Bailey, thank you again. This is amazing. If they want, are you going to be able to send out this presentation to them as well? Is that possible for them to be able to, somehow get that, whether we include it with the webinar, we'll send out an email possibly, or put it into the success community. One of those three, that would be awesome, I think, for them to review. Otherwise, take a look at the webinar, rewatch it. This is amazing. If you guys want to sign up for Lofty, or you need to get these sales agents added, check out Lofty.com, and hopefully this will all help you guys out. Bailey, thank you again for joining. This was amazing. I loved it. So thank you, guys.
Awesome. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you.
You got it.